How did you get into the niche that you're in? Because you're in a very particular thing and you're very, very good at it.
Well, it's by accident, really. I mean, so my whole life I grew up listening to movie trailer music. When I was 16, this movie trailer music started kind of changing. And I remember like it was the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. They used a song by Immediate Music called Lacrimosa. And it's just super, it's like that super epic strings and choir like with hits.
Yeah.
And it was kind of more of a new sound that like really started taking off. And while everyone's listening to like the radio in their cars and top 40 and these bands and these artists, I was like, I was that nerd listening to trailer music in my car.
Yeah.
Not because I even wanted to make it, just because I enjoyed it. I just liked listening to it. It like made my life feel like there was adrenaline just driving to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So skip a bunch of years, basically. I ended up coming into the industry with NF. He's my friend that, he's a rap artist from Michigan as well. And so we made a bunch of music. He got signed to Capitol. They signed me as a writer. They were kind of putting me in a bunch of different rooms, like, what else do you do besides NF? Can you do this kind of music and that kind? And one day they were just like, hey, do you want to come to this TV film camp and try to write for that? And I was like, what is a TV film camp? You know, I'm very indoorsy, so I hear the word camp and I'm like, you know, get away. And they're like, oh, it's like where you write songs for movie trailers. And I was like, what? That's a thing? Yeah, I want to do that. And so they put me in a room, and that week I did 2 or 3 songs, and they both really quickly landed like big movie trailers and TV show promos. And I'm like, what is this world? They didn't even know that I had that background of listening to cinematic music. It was like by chance that they offered, hey, do you want to try this? So as soon as that door cracked open, I like shoved it open and ran through it. Like, that's all I really want to do now.
Was one of those the song I brought up?
Soldier, yeah. That was actually like my first cinematic trailer song I've ever made. And it was with Flurry. And I think it was her first also. So we just got in the room and we're like, hey, we're supposed to make a song for our trailer? And I'm like, okay, I got these strings. She's like, oh, I have this idea of a soldier thing. And we just, like 1 hour, the song was almost done. It was just really, really quick. It's become one of our most placed in trailer songs that I've ever done.
That's incredible.
Kind of like, it was like a very, I remember the feeling, it was a Concussion with Will Smith, that movie, the football movie. Do you remember? That used Soldier in one of the trailers. And I remember watching it on my phone. Like, it was the first time I ever had a song in a trailer. And hearing our song over like the quick action clips and Will Smith and like the date at the end like shows right when I put that boom at the end, which is exactly what I was picturing, you know, in a like it was just all coming to life. So it was like very quickly just addicting. Like, that was it. I've been hooked. You know what I mean? So
that's so cool. Literally got goosebumps. I had found that song, and I guess without knowing that you know there was a tie to you, that was my first introduction into that genre really as well.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's so fun that there's a whole world of an audience for this genre of like cinematic music, and it's not really widely known unless you're in the audience for it. You know, there's no drop down menu in like iTunes or Spotify of like a genre of like cinematic. Yeah. Right? It's like pop, hip hop, country, rock. But there's no cinematic genre, even though there's tons of music with tons of followers and listeners that listen to it. And obviously all the TV shows that use that kind of music too.
Yeah,
you know?
That's really cool. So your background as a musician, what were you playing?
I started piano when I was like 7. So I'm a piano player at heart. That's my first main instrument. But nowadays, you know, MIDI has come so far. Now I can like control real instruments being played by the keys, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't have to learn how to play the violin and the cello and the trombone and the horns, right? I get to like play them, but in a way that I'm familiar and comfortable with. So I think that has helped, you know, knowing theory and piano.
Yep.
But getting to build and play all these instruments and layer them up and build these things, that's like my favorite thing in the world to do.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip. If you're setting up your own studio and you have any questions about how to hook things up, what to plan for, what gear you are thinking about getting, how you want to go about it, you can schedule a call with me at andrewmastersmusic.com. It's a one-on-one, 1-hour consultation where you can ask me anything you want. The link is down in the description. Go schedule your call today. And if you're just chilling and you want to subscribe or watch another clip, click one of these two things.